I always thought moving to the middle of nowhere would be the best decision of my life. In 2018, I relocated to a small cabin deep in Montana's forest, surrounded by pine trees, snow, and silence. It was everything I wanted: peace, nature, distance from the chaos of the city. And for a while, it really was perfect. But what happened there? I still struggle to talk about. It started small. Strange nights. My dogs staring into the tree line. Not barking, not growling, just watching completely still like something was out there. And then the noises began. At first, I heard soft footsteps circling the house. I told myself it was deer, or maybe foxes, until one night, those footsteps stopped right under my bedroom window. I held my breath. I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. I stayed completely still, waiting, trying to make sense of it. And that's when I heard it for the first time. Someone calling my name. A woman's voice, gentle, familiar, whispering from outside. "Addison, open the door." I froze. I would recognize that voice anywhere. It was my mother. But my mother was nearly 300 miles away. The next morning, I called her. She sounded sleepy and insisted she hadn't left her house. She tried to laugh it off, but I couldn't. I knew what I heard. Over the next few nights, the sounds came back. Soft knocks on the walls. Long, dragging scratches like someone was running their nails along the wood, slowly circling the whole cabin. And always the same voice calling for me. I started sleeping with my rifle beside the bed. My dogs curled up at my feet, shaking every night. They were fearless animals, but not there. Not with whatever was outside. I tried to ignore it until the night I finally looked out the window. It was around 3 a.m. The voice had returned, persistent, calling my name again and again. Against every instinct I had, I walked to the window, lifted the curtain just a tiny bit, and I saw it. It wasn't my mother. It wasn't human. Not even close. It was a low, thin creature, almost twisted, like its bones didn't fit right inside its body. Patches of fur clung to its skin. Its breathing was heavy, and its eyes, God, those eyes were human. Human and aware. It was pretending to be someone I loved. Why? To make me open the door? I dropped the curtain and sat on the floor, hugging my knees, trying not to make a sound. The voice kept calling and calling until the sun finally came up. I didn't wait for a second night. I packed whatever I could carry and left that cabin the same day. I never went back. I never slept in the woods again. Even now, sometimes when the wind moves through the trees late at night, I swear I could still hear that voice. Soft, gentle, and completely wrong. Calling my name, like whatever was out there is still looking for me. I was 8 years old when this happened. Every family has that one weird tradition during vacations, right? Ours was going camping in a forest in Wisconsin, always with the same family friends. And every year, without fail, my dad and his best friend would organize what they called a snipe hunt. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a prank. They'd tell us there was this aggressive bird-like creature hiding in trees and only coming out at night. And we believed them. I believed it with everything in me. That year, I was more excited than ever. I even convinced my sister to come along, and I spent the whole day imagining finally seeing a snipe. When the sun went down behind the trees, my dad gathered all the kids. Some kids brought sticks as weapons. One kid even had a wooden sword. I was just shaking with excitement. We walked into the woods, and after about 10 minutes, we heard twigs snapping above us. Everyone looked up at the same time, and suddenly Billy, my dad's friend, jumped out from behind a tree covered in red paint, screaming that a snipe had attacked him. Every kid bolted, and I ran too. I had no idea where I was going. I just ran blindly, tears burning in my eyes, heart pounding so hard I could taste metal. I dove behind a big bush and curled up as small as I could, trying not to breathe too loud. All I could hear at first was my heartbeat and the wind moving through the leaves. Then, I heard something else. Soft, steady footsteps, branches cracking, slowly, like something was walking carefully, searching. I froze completely. After a moment, curiosity got the better of me. and I peeked out from the bush. I wish I never had. It looked like a dog, but not a dog. Its legs were long, way too long, thin and bent like they weren't attached right. Its head was twisted, misshapen, like someone had pulled it and stretched it wrong. Patches of fur stuck to its body, with skin visible underneath, pale wrong. And the sound it made, a low moaning noise, almost human, like it was in pain, or calling for something. I wanted to look away, but I simply couldn't move. It didn't look natural. It didn't belong in this world. Then I heard it, my name being shouted in the distance. My dad was looking for me. Branches cracking, footsteps rushing closer. The creature stopped, turned its head toward me, very slowly, and stared. And right then, my dad grabbed me by the arm and lifted me to my feet, scolding me for running so far, telling me it was all just a joke. As he carried me away, I looked back. The thing was gone. No sound, no movement, just gone. That night, my dad explained that snipes aren't real, that the whole thing was a prank. But I knew better. I knew what I saw. For years, I tried convincing myself it was just a large coyote, that I was a kid and my imagination tricked me. But I remember the way it moved, the way the world felt wrong while I watched it, the dread that crawled on my spine. And even now, when I ride my bike past wooded areas or hike near forests, sometimes, out of the corner of my eye, I swear I see those long bent legs and that twisted body, watching, waiting for me to run again. I always loved camping alone. It was my way to disconnect from everything, to breathe fresh air, clear my head, and remember that life could be simple. And that night, high in the Utah mountains, everything felt perfect. I set up my tent in a remote spot, far from any popular trails. The sky was crystal clear, packed with stars, so many that you could see the lines of the constellations like someone had traced them with white ink. It was silent, peaceful, just the wind threading through the pines and the soft buzz of insects competing to be heard. After dinner, I crawled into my tent, feeling calm and safe. And for a while, I slept deeply, like the world outside didn't exist, until I woke up to a voice right outside my tent. "Hey, you awake?" My eyes shot open. I froze. I knew that voice. It was my best friend's voice. Except, he wasn't there. I was alone, completely alone. For a moment, I tried to rationalize it. Maybe I was dreaming. Maybe someone was hiking nearby. But at that hour, in that remote place, then the voice came again. "Dude, seriously, come out. I need help." My stomach dropped. Something was wrong. The voice sounded like him, but hollow, like someone trying to wear his voice like a mask. I felt pressure in my chest, a cold, creeping fear rising up my spine. And then I heard footsteps. Not heavy hiking boots, but light, fast steps circling my tent. Quick, pacing, as if something was running around me, waiting. I didn't move, didn't breathe. Instinct told me not to answer, not to unzip the tent, not to look. Then suddenly it stopped. Silence. Until the voice returned, but now farther away. Different, distorted. "Come here. Help me." It sounded wrong. Deeper, dragged out, like a mouth that wasn't made to speak, trying to force the words out anyway. And then the voice changed again. This time it was my own voice. "Help, please." Same tone, same cadence, same breathy fear, but it wasn't me. It was copying me. I felt my entire body go cold. Whatever that thing was, it wanted me outside. It wanted me to open that zipper. I waited for dawn, wide awake, shaking, clutching my pocket knife, even though I knew it wouldn't matter. The moment the first light hit the mountains, I grabbed everything, stuffed it into my pack, and started hiking down without looking back. I moved fast, didn't stop, didn't breathe, right until I saw other people again. And I've never camped alone since. Sometimes I lie awake wondering, if I'd stepped outside when it called for me, what would I have seen? What would have happened? I don't ever want to know.